government put something out there that we know is not going to work. There are a lot of things that we already know work. We know affordable housing works. We have the data to back it up. We know permanent supportive housing works. We have the data to back it up. We also know that criminalization doesn't, and we have data to back that up. We can't take the easy way out on this, and that's why we're here today.
Yes.
I am one of the outreach caseworkers for Murfreesboro Cold Patrol, and the thing that we, to echo all of the other outreach caseworkers, is our folks are terrified. I've got folks sobbing in our office because they don't know what they're going to do. They're like, I don't know what this law means. I don't know, am I immediately a felon now that I'm homeless? Like, no one has explained it, and we've tried really hard, but the crux of it has been, we've got a guy who got into housing this week, and he's on a voucher, and it still took with a voucher 8 months because of his felony. All a felony is going to do is make everything 10 times, 100 times worse. And when I told him today, when we moved him in and we gave him the keys, I told him my big Friday plans and what we were going to do, and he said, he got real quiet, and he's never quiet. He got real quiet and thought about it for a minute and was like, I don't know why they hate us. He was like, is it the lawmakers? Is it the people? Is it Murfreesboro? I don't know why they hate us. And it's really hard to explain to him that it's not hate, because it is hate. Like, it's really hard to say it's not you, you're a human being. If only they knew this man, they wouldn't feel this way. But he looked at me and he said, well, be safe, because I know a felony can really ruin lives. So we are here in support of all of our folks. Murfreesboro has 13 men's beds. 13. There's a couple family beds. There's a few more women's beds. But other than the domestic violence shelter, 13 men's beds. And our last point in time count was over 300. But let's get this done.
This is John Michael. I'm here with Reverend Martha. We're at downtown Nashville, Legislative Plaza. We're protesting the new anti-camping laws that makes it illegal to sleep on public grounds. It's unjust.
Water and Gatorade in this cooler over by Edward, who's waving his hand. Please, please, please take advantage of that if you're feeling exhausted or any kind of, like, you need some hydration. We want everyone to be hydrated and feel healthy right now to march later on. We have 2 more speakers, so bear with us, and then we'll start getting amped up. First, we have Bobby Watts from the National Healthcare for the Homeless Council.
Thank you, everyone, for being here, and I will be very brief, but I've been so moved by what I've heard of people talking about the importance of fighting this law because it is unjust, because it is inhumane, and especially when we consider the lack of shelter. We just heard the ratio of 300 to 13 beds for 300 people who are known to be unsheltered. So how can we criminalize people's right to exist? So I'm fortunate in that the council is based here in Nashville, Tennessee, but our work is around the country. And I spoke to one homeless person in Washington, D.C. once, and what he said really resonated with me as a former high school science and math teacher. What he said was really based on physics. He said that people have to exist in time and space. People have to exist in time and space. That's part of being human. So if you say we can't be here, we have to be somewhere. So just saying we can't be here does not solve the problem. It just pushes the problem away. Criminalizing it makes it worse. I also want to thank everyone for coming out and fighting this unjust law because it really is a matter of life and death. We focus on healthcare, and we know that housing is one of the most important things to promote and to protect health. And if we don't have housing, we have a sick population, we have a sick society. So instead of criminalizing and working on putting people in jail with felonies, we need to be making sure people who make our laws are using that energy and that money for housing, which promotes health and healing. We believe that housing is a human right.
Yes.
And even for those who don't believe that housing is a human right, I want to leave you with the words of a UN official, a rapporteur who toured the United States looking at housing and homelessness and poverty, and she came away with these words: seeing so much wealth right next to people without the basic necessities of life, the only thing you can call that is cruel and inhumane.
Yes.
And I asked her, I said, what about people who don't believe that housing is a human right? And she thought and said, well, everyone can agree that housing is a human need. We all need that. So as a society, we have an obligation to meet the needs of the least of those, of our brothers and sisters. So housing is a human right, housing is a human need, and we need to make sure our representatives are looking out for the least of these. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Bobby. Yeah, housing is healthcare, y'all. It's as simple as that. Finally, I want to introduce a friend and a neighbor here in town. He's an amazing activist representing Nashville Homeless Underground. Give it up for Howard Allen.
How's everybody?
Good.
You're my family. I'm so proud of y'all being here. Give yourself a hand for being here. I just want to let you know, Bobby showed my speech, but I have backup. You know, one of the most cruel and inhumane things that ever happened in the United States was slavery. But the slave master gave them housing. There's no way for an unjust law that they passed in 1201 last night to go forward. Winston Churchill said, a joke is a serious thing. We're going to show them how serious it is today. One of the things that we need to know is this is an epidemic. We don't have enough case managers out here to deal with the population of homeless people. We have 365 million people in the United States and 155 million live in poverty. That math don't add up. I lived on metro property for 2.5 years. I was homeless here for 17 years, and I'm an ass big. And someone said, if they spent enough effort as they did to pass the unjust law to get, to me, a low-income housing, educate yourself on not what affordable housing is. Affordable housing is affordable housing. Low-income housing is HUD and vouchers. For someone like me, I'm not ashamed to say, I get $841 a month. To get a one-bedroom apartment in Nashville is $1,600. Two bedrooms is $2,100. That's wrong. That's completely wrong. Somebody needs to challenge this law, make open table with some lawyers. If we're going to show how serious we are being here doing this, then I want them to know this is a non-violent movement, but it's a hell of a fight, and we're just getting started. And where are we supposed to go? Let me say, you're going to arrest me because I'm homeless and I sleep on metro property or state property, and then you're going to make a Class C felony, $3,000 fine, 6 years in the penitentiary. You're going to take me to a metro facility or a state facility and lock me up. And guess what, taxpayer? You're going to have to pay for all this. How stupid can you be? You know, we've been fighting this fight a long time. And one of the most famous people that I know that was homeless was Jesus. So if you came here tonight, you're going to arrest me? Come on. This is the buckle of the Bible Belt, the volunteer state. This is disaster relief, not for the homeless, but for the government, because they have no earthly idea what they're doing. Period. You have to talk to former homeless people, to get this right. And as Bobby said, housing is healthcare. There's no way about it. You live in the United States. Everybody is brothers and sisters, whether they realize it. This is what at this moment. But see, I'm one of those. I love civil disobedience, but numbers. Every year, close to Saturday in December, we do a homeless memorial. We had 202 people die last year living on the street because they didn't have housing. But guess what? All those people, my brothers and sisters that have passed, man, they're smiling. They're smiling today because we're going to take it to the streets. And I thank y'all for coming. And I want you to smile. And we're going to be ready for whatever happens because, believe it or not, I told them this here, we're not going anywhere. Thank you.
This is John Michael. We're having an action at Open Table Nashville at Legislative Plaza in
Let's give
Nashville.
up one last time for all our